Can you put it on Google Translate so I know the word? This is a question that everybody's making to themselves many times.
Racecraft is all about how you go through the event itself, the race itself.
When I see that 15 board, you feel a bit stressed, you feel a bit scared.
You've probably already got a plan in your mind.
You need to be 100% the whole race because you can find tents everywhere.
Being able to seize and overtake an opportunity.
Line choice, technique, fitness, speed.
Every race is different.
A lot of emotions between, up and downs, of course.
And, just trying to minimize the damage.
For me, racecraft really means a moment, a decision.
This season we're taking a deep dive into the intricacies, all the little details that it takes to win an MXGP championship. You up for the ride?
Yeah. Well, right now in the beginning of the season, for sure I have way more adrenaline. This pre-season went very well. I think I did everything I had to do and I could do. A lot of hours on the bike, a lot of hours of testing, a lot of hours of physical training, and I did everything I had to do to be fit. I believe in myself, and that's everything that matters.
I am proud of what I've done because I've been racing with many different riders, so I had to adapt my riding style to a lot of different techniques, and it's not easy, and not many riders has been able to do it.
A lot of people underestimate that sport and they just think, oh, sitting on a bike, just give some gas and it's an easy thing, but it's not. I think it's one of the most demanding sports. You need to be fit, even if you have pain on your foot or your wrist or your arm, like your entire body needs to be good, Accidents may happen and I may break bones or whatsoever, but it is like it is, and a lot of people underestimate this sport, but it's a heavy sport.
There's an elite group of teams that are the true contenders for an MXGP overall title. Can you tell me about them?
Sure. In MXGP, there are 7 factory teams. The dominating team over the last 2 or 3 years has been Team HRC, Honda.
You're looking at an organisation that has benefited from a rider like Tim Geiger, a team manager and organiser like Giacomo Garibaldi. They're quite potent ingredients in that mix.
Tim Geiger takes the overall Grand Prix win here in Orléans.
Can you do one clap in front of your face?
Yeah. Kawasaki has a strong pedigree in the World Championship. A team that has banked a lot on potential. Riders who've been able to post Grand Prix wins but not consistently pose a championship threat. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, I'd say, are the dominant motorcycle in MXGP at this current time.
Every day we live, oh yeah. Live it up, live it to the fullest, oh yeah.
Their union with Tony Cairoli during 2009 really elevated them to the premium runners in the Premier class.
173 podiums now for Cairoli.
KTM overall has been the dominant player, with Jeffrey Herlings and Jorge Prado now. Competition's healthy.
Welcome back to Maggiora Park, round 3 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Italy.
The time practice is for gate pick for the race, and that doesn't change for race 1 or race 2. In time practice, the fastest line that gets you the lap time to put you on pole position is not necessarily going to be the fastest line in a race.
It's hard pack, it's slick, it is shaping up.
But in a race, you go out here and you've got somebody with you, guess what? someone's closing the door on you. Leave yourself open, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Thank you. But they don't, yeah. It looks like it's making meters. So
my bike drops, like when I launch the clutch, I need to really like keep feeding it because it's like, but manual can see hopefully in the mapping.
Yeah, of course, mate. But
once you get older and you get more and more experience, like I've been in a GPC now for I think 12, 13 years, I don't know exactly, but you start developing yourself, you start to get more experience and you start to figure out what's good for you.
I don't think it's one thing, let's put it this way, to make a rider feel comfortable on a bike.
yeah, they're like, normally, fuel, air filter, clutch, depending, brake pads, stuff like this. Depends on the rider also. Yeah, clutch, rear brake pads, fuel.
The rider has to have confidence in you. So this is not happening at a click of a fingers. This is happening over time. And obviously making sure everything's right to his liking. Levers, bar setup, confidence in each other, let's put it this way.
Always when I'm lining up to the gate, I have so much adrenaline, especially when I see that 15 board.
To try to focus as much as possible on the scenario that can happen.
The thing I try to do is not to think too much.
Finishing between first or fifth, it's just a very small margin, so you need a little bit of extra speed.
Focusing to the gate.
MXGP Race 1. Romain Febvre around the outside. All the big hitters right where they want to be. Romain Febvre, Jorge Prado second, Cairoli. The mistake from Jeffrey Herlings. He went off track there and sunk the back wheel. Jeffrey Herlings now up into 9th place. Jorge Prado, meanwhile, 2.5 seconds behind Romain Febvre. And he too knows how to ride these hard slick conditions.
You have so many riders that can be on top in the first moto and then again on the second one, so you need the points. More wins, you get more points. You just need to focus moto by moto.
As we go into the final lap, Jeffrey Herlings right on the rear wheel of Paul Jonas. Closer than he has been all race to get around the outside of Paul Jonas. Herlings goes by, moves into 6th place. Impressive ride. Romain Febvre definitely got this one under control at the moment.
Romain Febvre, the only thing holding him back now is him. We know he can win a race. He just needs to put 2 races together to win a GP, to have that consistency.
To balance between aggressivity and smart move, it's difficult, and that's where the hard point is. To know exactly when you have to push.
He cruises over the line. Romain Febvre takes his first race win of the season.
The track is a huge character when it comes to a motocross Grand Prix. It's something that's changing every lap. Compared to something like Formula 1 or MotoGP, one of the great things about the sport is that it's very free for expression. Motocross is much more organic.
The conditions are taking a turn for the worse, and it is going to be very, very treacherous indeed.
Motocross is special. We get to race in so many different conditions.
It's more to be consistent on every single track. Can be sand, can be mud, can be dirt, can be really stony. You have to be good everywhere if you want to fight for the title.
The riders have to make constant decisions, not only about where their rival is, what their rival's doing, where their rival is making mistakes or slowing, but also about where the track might give them an advantage.
Jeffrey Herlings, frustrated at not doing better than 6th in race 1.
we leave this on as long as possible.
when Wayne goes to the gate with you, but the mesh is not wet, huh? So I would keep your same position.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed on the mat. And by the time you stand there, I would do the same position, but just 8,000.
I felt, you know, the first two races I was a bit off with speed, but it just got better and better.
Second board goes. MXGP race 2. Wow, this one's going to be a good one. Oh, Ryder's going wide in the first turn, and it is Coldenhoff in those orange boots. Coldenhoff leads. Herlings is in second place. The Dutch 1-2. Where's Febvre, your winner from race 1? Febvre just struggling here. The consistency, the flow has gone. Mud, a great leveler. You don't want to throw away the bike. You don't want to get mud on your hands. You don't want any of that. Going from bad to worse for your race 1 winner. Romain Febvre picking himself up again. As he goes over the line, Jeffrey Herlings has found his way past Coldenhoff. And it's now Herlings who leads, and it's Herlings who is on 40 points, the same as Coldenhoff, who will stand on the top step of the podium.
On any given day, again, in the conditions that we find, whether it's rain, whether it's 40-degree heat, whether we're talking about a sandy track or kind of boggy, muddy track, then the rider on that particular day who can make the most of those conditions is the one who's going to prevail.
For the first time this year, Jeffrey Herlings wins the overall Grand Prix. He wins here in Italy at Maggiora.
Technique will get you so far. Desire is the biggest thing for a rider to succeed all day long. Not everybody has it. You know, you can't teach that. You're born with it. And that's it.
When you fight for the championship, you are going every moto like for the win.
These guys have been racing each other generally on tracks as kids, as juniors, for most of their lives.
Every point's going to count, pressure's on, and you can't afford to get injured.